Hey guys, welcome to Voorhees Now. I'm Luke Martirana.
And I'm Colin Greco. Coming up on this episode, Bret meets with one student with a huge passion for music.
Then, Jackie enters a local chili cook-off at the Clinton Firehouse. And we'll finally finish up with another round of Colin's gaming tips.
Voorhees Now starts now. So let's start off with a feature produced by Bret that focuses on one student who views music as a way of life.
Passion is a strong feeling of enthusiasm or excitement for something or about doing something. Cole Combatis is a talented musician and has a huge passion for playing the piano.
I started playing piano in like 3rd grade. I went to a teacher when I used to live in Piscataway before I moved out here to Hunterdon County. So I was with him for about like 5 years or so. And then we moved out here and I stopped playing for about 2 years. But then a friend of mine, a really close friend, he plays piano too. I saw him just jamming one day and I was like, I could do that. That's cool. That is cool. So then I'm like, Mom, can I have piano lessons again? And yes, and I found a teacher and I've been playing ever since. And I was in like 8th grade. Piano is definitely the main instrument that I focus my most attention on. When you're playing piano, you're just like in a different world, you know? You just feel the music, you're escaping your current reality and you're becoming the piece that you're playing. You know, you're just making art and it's just so wonderful, it's so relaxing. You can express all kinds of emotions. I use it to relieve stress, I just use it to just have fun and just enjoy myself. Chopin is my favorite composer. Absolute favorite composer. My dad was a serious musician. He played in a band in college. He played guitar, bass. He played trumpet in high school and college. And so that's where I got the musical side from. I love to play music with my dad especially because what we do a lot is I'll be on piano and he'll be on bass and he'll just play along with me. We do Billy Joel, Beatles, Elton John, just everything, just jazz. And it's just so much fun because it's a really good just bonding experience with him. I love doing it. Music is such a big part because it's my biggest passion. It's what I love the most about just everything. Music, when you play music, like there's songs and tones for just every occasion. You're at a funeral, there's gonna be music. Wedding, there's music. Life and death, sad music, happy music, you know. Everything is just revolves around it. Like it can be expressed in every occasion, every scene, and I just fall in love when I play. It's expression. It's just a way of seeing the world around us, and it's like expressing yourself for it. I just want to be as good as I can be. I want to be able to just go up to any piano I see and just play, and just create sound and make people happy or make them sad if it's the right occasion. I want to be as good as I can possibly be because this is what I love. And like if you love something, you want to be good at it. You want to be the best that you can be at it. And so I know that this is going to be with me the rest of my life. So I'm going to play it and I'm going to get as good as I can at it because I love it and I want to be good at it. And then I play with Caroline a lot because she's a singer and it's fun to do. Like she sings and I play piano and it's just awesome.
Caroline Pereira is Cole's girlfriend and spends a lot of time playing together.
I think it's just like the fact that we're both, we both love music and it's a passion for both of us. So when you can play with someone who has the same like ideas about it as you, it's just, it's really fun and it's something that, can bond two people a lot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can't do this kind of thing because like a lot of people can't play or, sing or whatever. So it's definitely something like special that you can do if you're both musical.
Thanks, Bret. And also thanks to Cole. And now, if you're hungry and you like comfort food, let's find out how Jackie fared at the Clinton Firehouse Annual Chili Cookoff.
What are we doing today? We're going to the Chili Cookoff. We're gonna win. We're gonna try our hardest. We're gonna win. Love that optimism. We got all of our stuff. It's 10:30 in the morning, and are we heading there now?
We are heading there now.
We are heading to set up and start cooking. Cha-cha chili. Is there anything special
that you're allowed to
not
reveal?
that we're going to share? No, it's all secret. It's a highly, highly scientific secret thing.
What's your chili?
This is called Sweet 16 chili. It's a sweet and spicy chili, and I'm going to be serving it in little mini pie crusts. 6 pounds of bacon or cheese. Bacon, and there's 16 different kinds of peppers in it.
Just the base that I'm making here.
What are you making?
It's a mole. It's not really, strictly speaking, a chili, I guess. It's a mole. So this has, well, the ingredient list is pretty nuts. It has a lot of regular chili things like chili powder and cumin. There's garlic in here. There's cloves. There's cinnamon. There's cocoa. There's raisins.
Cocoa, like chocolate?
Yes.
Wow.
There's cocoa, but unsweetened. Cocoa, raisins, peanut butter.
My name is Phil. This is Dave. And that's Mike.
Mike. Okay. What are you guys making?
We're making some awesome chili. Mike, what kind of chili are we making?
Pure Texas style chili. Thunder Lips.
Thunder Lips!
Make sure to put them big bold
This is the tomatoes, hot peppers, and other spices mixture.
Sit on your knees, that's it. Jan Longo! Jan's Turkey Chili! This is the second time he's won first place. Bill English!
Run! Go for it! I had a feeling you would win.
Thanks, Jackie. Now let's send it over to This Week in History as produced by Luis Fernandez.
This Week in History. May 13th, 1846. The U.S. Congress passes President James K. Polk's request to declare war on Mexico in dispute over Texas. Then, 127 years later, May 13th, 1973, tennis stars Bobby Riggs and Margaret Court play on a $10,000 tennis match. Bobby Riggs crushed his competition 6-2, then 6-1, in the game that was considered Battle of the Sexes. A couple of years later, May 16th, 1980, Los Angeles Lakers point guard Earvin "Magic" Johnson scored 42 points, leading the Lakers to their first national championship since 1972. And that's This Week in History.
Thanks, Lewis. And finally, Colin here is back to offer a few more gaming tips. Let's check that out.
Hey, Voorhees NOW viewers, welcome back to Greek Goes Game Reviews. For this topic of this episode, we'll be covering a little thing in the gaming industry called region locking. But wait, what is region locking? Region locking is when a certain hardware or multimedia device is prevented from being outside a region or territory. Now when it comes to video games, region locking can happen in many ways. The video game's subject matter may not appeal to a certain audience in different countries or areas, legal reasons pertaining to region, and reasons just for basic censorship of subject matter. Before we get into the rest of the video, we need to quickly discuss two main formats when referring to video games. I won't get too into what they are, so I'm only bringing them up in relevance to region locking. You have NTSC, the National Television Committee, and PAL, Phase Alternating Line. If you live in most of North America and some parts of South America, you have a NTSC format. And if you live in other parts in South America, most of Europe, Asia, and/or Oceania, you have a PAL format. This is important to know so that you are aware what the differences are between a NTSC video games console and a PAL video games console when watching the video. For examples, I will be using my Sega Dreamcasts and my Sega Saturns in this video, for they are the only consoles in which I have them for both formats. Now, if you look around and/or under my Dreamcasts and Saturns, and any console for that matter, you should see a label of NTSC or PAL. Most likely, if you go home and check your video games console right now, it will most likely say NTSC under it. Here are two games that are different formats. The game on the left is a NTSC game, and the one on the right is a PAL game. Now, when testing a NTSC game on an NTSC console, obviously it should work with no problems, unless there's something wrong with the actual game itself. But if we put a PAL game into an NTSC console, like I am doing now in my other PAL game, Nights into Dreams, into my NTSC Sega Saturn, the game will not read it regardless of how clean and well kept the disc is. Believe me, I bought this game new from a retailer. Now, when the console doesn't accept the game, you could get a basic clear message like this. When I put my PAL game into my NTSC Dreamcast, I got this message.
This is a Dreamcast disc and is for use only on a Dreamcast unit. Playing this disc on a hi-fi or other audio equipment can cause serious damage to its speakers.
That is terrifying. Hey, what happened to my PAL Dreamcast? Don't worry, it's not the console that's not working, it's the television. The television I'm currently using for this video is a NTSC television. Yeah, that's right, an NTSC television. There is a television in the world for NTSC and PAL. But unfortunately, I do not own a PAL television, so instead I will be using this handy gadget, a PAL to NTSC converter. This one is a composite version of it. I like to use composite because I use a lot of old consoles in my collection that use composite. There we go, it works now! Now, out of all things I found strange, besides the different format, style, and look of the console and logo of the consoles, another thing I found strange was that, in my personal experience, the controllers can work regardless of region. As in, the controllers for the consoles are not region locked. So you can use an NTSC controller on a PAL console and vice versa. Thanks, me. And before we go, we just want to remind all you soon-to-be graduates that orders are still being taken for the Memories 2018 video. That info can be found at VoorheesTV.com or just click the link below.
And we're going to end this episode with a few highlight clips from Mrs. Hartman's gourmet cooking class. They recently spent time preparing some of their favorite dishes in their annual Chopped cooking competition.
Have a great week, and thanks for watching.